Hello, this is Dr. Ogilvy, course director for the fall 2018 semester online histology course that you registered to take this semester. And I want to demonstrate some of the features of WebMic. So first I want to go to the lab resource area on the left panel here for the course menu and click on WebMic. And there you're going to see a PDF that you can open, and it will give you instructions as to how to install WebMic to run locally on either a Mac or a PC. And then after that you can click on this URL where you'll be able to download the installation file for the Macintosh, and that's the WebMic 1.3.app. And it's a zip folder, and you follow the instructions in that PDF and it will tell you how to install it on the Mac. And then there are two forms of the PC, the 32-bit and the 64-bit. And so you decide what your computer is, either 32 or 64-bit PC, and download the appropriate one and follow the installation instructions. Okay, so I will close this window and go back here, and now I want to I have both the 32 and the 64-bit. I'm going to click to run the 64-bit version of WebMic, and this is what it would look like. That's just a minute. I'm going to back up here and pause. I had the next window after you start WebMic. I wanted to show you the first window, which will have the title, and will have the authors, and show you a rectangular image and a little round image. You click anywhere in this window, the arrow or the image, doesn't matter, and you will get the next image. Now WebMic basically has a reference image down here that's rectangular, and then the specimen view image, and you can increase the magnification by clicking on the tabs on each specimen. Notice up here it gives you the name of the specimen. This is simple columnar epithelium. It's from the kidney and a special structure in the kidney called a papilla, and it's stained with hematoxin and eosin. In order to view this, you can move it around by grabbing hold of the image here, or you can move it around here. In studying any specimen, you can show the labels in the specimen, and that way you get primary instruction on the structures and cells in this particular view. And when you click on a highlighted name of a specimen, you will have text you can read, and that way you can learn. Now you can also remove the mask, so you can see the whole specimen like this. You can also click on print, and then in a separate window you will get an image like this. And I'm going to make this smaller, like this. And then you can copy it, or you can, if you're in a PC, I'm not sure about the Mac, you can right click on and copy it, and or you can just print the image, save it to your computer, but it does not include the labels. Okay, so back to the main view here. And all of the specimens you see are organized into folders, like it would be on a laptop or a desktop computer with an Explorer. So if you were instructed to study in organ histology, skin, and you were instructed to study thin skin, hematoxin, eosin, you would click on that, and etc., etc. So you can also measure things, like if you wanted to know how big this keratinocyte is here, you can click up here to get the measure tool, and then look very carefully and find the red end to this line and another line like that, and then you can read down here that the distance you measured was 17 microns, 17 micrometers. One thing you will be reminded to learn in the course is the equivalent between what a micrometer is. It's actually 1/1000th of a millimeter, so it takes 1,000 micrometers to make 1 millimeter, and it takes 10 millimeters to make 1 centimeter, so 1 centimeter is 10,000 micrometers. And actually an inch is 2.5 centimeters, and so that's 25,000 micrometers in 1 inch. So that's the measuring tool. You can also quiz yourself by with a drop-down menu here and say, okay, label identification. And that turns everything into a question mark, and when you click on the question mark, it will bring back the image. If you want to learn more about a specimen and it's the text of the name of the structure or cell is highlighted, you can click here and read about it. You can again remove the mask, but only when this is clicked off, like so. If you take the and turn the labels off, then we can move the mask over, and you can all then show the labels like so. So that's one form of quizzing. A second form is you can do a label quiz, and then you'll get a little tally window. You have to bring up, it was floating over here somewhere, I just grabbed a hold of it, and then when you click on a question mark, it will have listed like a multiple choice question every structure in this field. And so that's the stratum corneum, so I got that right the first time. Over here, that's a keratinocyte, but I'm going to make a mistake, so it's red. And I'll make another mistake, say stratum granulosum cell. That's still, I got 2 incorrect answers. But on the third one, a keratinocyte, I got it right. Once you finish every item in the field, you can then click on evaluation. It will give you all the correct answers. And also we'll have the ones you got corrected or interacted with. If you got them finally corrected, they'll be green. If you left them red, they'll be red. Okay, so that is the quiz function. And let's see, let me turn the labels off and go back to this view. This is to reload the specimen if the image is not shown, and that'll help. There's also a help. If when you click on help, you will get a web page will come up actually in one of the browsers that you have installed, and then you can click on a guided tour of WebMic, and you can select, let's say, a label identification, and you have detailed instructions. You can click on the user interface and see this. But we've also provided in the histology laboratory exercises that you will purchase, and this is the cover of the required text, which is the laboratory manual that you will need to purchase for the course. And if I scroll down, you will see that the first unit is a plan for laboratory exercises, WebMic information, and a tutorial. So if I go through this, when we get to the histology laboratory exercises, you will have a description of WebMic. I strongly urge you to read this so you understand, the resource that we have as WebMic, and also the plan here, because this manual it will explain how the laboratory manual can be used in conjunction with the WebMic program, and then we have a WebMic tutorial where you can read all this and you see the things I tried to explain. You can study these to make sure you're familiar with how to operate it, and it also gives you the architecture because it's got layers. It has the specimen, it has a mask over it. There are your labels. Here's your measuring tool, and you can see the reference image and the magnified image. And all this is accomplished and brought in by Java scripting. So, and then there additional information about printing, etc., etc., and then begins the chapters and units of the WebMic study guide. So hopefully that is a sufficient introduction to WebMic. And if you have any questions and you need help, by all means post on the discussion board under the appropriate forum. And so I wish you a very good time in learning what I call the ABCs of histology using WebMic. Now, just before I sign off, I'm going to go to Biolucida. I'm not going to give a full demonstration because we have videos already on that, but the other resource that you will use to study lab specimens after you've gone through the specimens in WebMic is the Biolucida. And you're going to need to install a viewer, and this under the link under lab resources Biolucida are complete instructions, including some comments by students who have used it before, and then here's the viewer installation instructions, and then you're going to have to set up a couple clouds to you'll see the instructions here, but we also give you the same instructions through a video. So there will be an overall video tour of the course website, but this has focused on WebMic and Biolucida.